Now that the 2010s decade is ending, which trends are the most regrettable? This isn't a prank, it's a social experiment wherein we're going to see if people get mad when we walk up to them and punch them as hard as we can. Just all the family YouTube channels in general. Being a dick to people on camera for likes from strangers. That weird mustache trend that was popular around 2013, you know, when teenagers would have mustaches on the phone cases, as jewelry and whatnot. Clickbait. The obnoxious challenge culture Reddit, all these upvotes went to my head. That one time we had a clown problem. Rebooting everything for the sake of nostalgia instead of coming up with new ideas. Coney 2012. Crappy video games that is only there so you can pay to play. Seemingly endless stream of movie remakes and sequels. Most poor, done mostly to make a quick easy buck off the name of the previous movie, and sadly most show a lack of creativity and original thinking. Anti-intellectualism, refusing to believe experts in their field over some crazy person on the internet. I think it got worse this decade and I hope we leave it here. Edit. Yes, you should use statistical analysis to critically analyze data presented. Yes, you should use common sense. Social media making everyone feel like they need to be heard. It's one of the main reasons why stuff like anti-vaxxers, MLMs, Nazis, cancel culture, flat earthers, etc. exists. Misinformation is just spread like a disease within echo chambers like that. Social media influencers. Anti-vaxxers. You all remember Google+? Midget spinners. Highly overdrawn lips and eyebrows like, I can see where your real lip ended a half-inch back. Facebook turning from a fun place to connect with friends to an anti-democracy data ghetto. The rise of irresponsible journalism. The drop in civility. The drop in responsible use of social media. Millennials are killing the X industry often while completely missing that most of the millennials they're complaining about are years too young to be millennials, and that millennials aren't a single hive mind where everyone thinks the same. Whatever the shit people are doing to their eyebrows. Like the 2000s were bad for eyebrows, but I'm not sure the appropriate corrective measure was to go from having the least brow possible to having the most brow possible and drawing them on so precisely you look like an anime character. Edit. You all didn't read my post? This is not a defense of the sperm brow. Or a criticism of naturally thick brows. The Instagram brows and the links people have posted are more what I am talking about. The death of legitimate journalism. Replacing it with sound bites, partisan hacks, fake news and networks in such a rush to report anything that they don't bother to fact-check. The way people just shit all over things they don't understand. It happens with everyone, not any particular groups. I'm tired of seeing people so blatantly disrespectful towards things other people enjoy. If I like X and you like Y, why do we have to argue X versus Y? Can't we just have a meaningful conversation about X and Y both being shaped by V? Edit. Yes, I know this has been happening since the dawn of man, but it has become much more apparent with the widespread use of social media. None. Let's just pretend some of them never happened. Microtransactions in gaming has been unfortunate. I have a feeling a lot of people who got huge-ass fat transfer procedures to look like a Kardashian are going to regret them in the coming decade. How meme culture turned into a contest to produce the coolest and funniest memes. Memes are also chewed up and spat out at ludicrous speeds rather than left to naturally die. Gender reveal parties. Not the normal quiet events with family but the driving need to get more and more extreme with every passing year. I've seen parks ruined, beaches littered and all for something as basic as the gender of your unborn child? Spreading blue glitter everywhere doesn't somehow make the child more special than just saying it's going to be a boy. They're already special, they're your child. Challenge 99% were just horrible for your health. Things like the cinnamon challenge. The worst I saw it get was someone tried to start the fire extinguisher challenge. The guy put the nozzle in his mouth and hit the lever. No matter what extinguisher you're using, this is incredibly stupid. What's worse though, is he picked a dry chemical extinguisher. The second he hit that lever, he blasted a lifetime's worth of microparticulate into his lungs. His lungs are absolutely, unequivocally, well and truly ducked. TL, doctor challenges lead to stupid people doing stupid shit. I feel like Reddit only ever talks about like 6 topics. We all could have named the top comments of this thread before clicking on it. Social media influencers. Making tons of money and reaching fame by becoming a brand ambassador for bogus skin products never really made sense to me. Modeling is a profession of its own, but not everyone can or should do it. Instagram has made us believe that many of these influencers have perfect lives, and the inadequacy people feel when scrolling through their feed is extremely unhealthy for society. Becoming an influencer should never have been what social media was for. Connecting with friends has now turned into admiring strangers from afar, leading many of us to feel lonelier than ever. The erosion of our privacy and freedoms. Edit, don't waste your money on silver, gold, and that crap. Edit 2, since this seems to be getting a bit of attention, let me climb up on this soapbox for a second. Instead of spending your hard-earned money on Reddit awards, not just this post but any, donate to a worthy charity instead. Give to your local no-kill animal shelter, or buy some scarves and shit for the homeless this winter. I don't know, just do something that will make you feel good and help someone. Or buy yourself something nice. Be excellent to each other. Wealth worship. The Kardashians are an obvious example with Kylie Jenner's billionaire status. Also, high surveillance. Amazon's Echo and the like being bought and placed in homes, willingly. The being alive and doing taxes challenge. Cancel culture. The don't call, insert creepy being, at 3 a.m. challenge was stupid. The latest smartphone frenzy. Schwism. The state of male mental health. You matter, lads. Don't let anyone tell you you don't. Lacking empathy and sympathy towards friends or family who are struggling and share their feelings with you, and labeling it as surrounding yourself with positive people and cutting toxic people out of your life. Anti-intellectualism. Outrage culture without redemption. Black and white views without nuance on issues. Anti-vax. It has literally destroyed decades of work and re-established diseases that were nearly completely and totally destroyed. As someone with an autoimmune disorder. Duck off, Karen. Your oils aren't a fucking cure-all. How do I get the Remind Me bot to remind me to check this thread in December 2029? Selfies. These fake reality shows and all the different versions of them, and anti-vaxxers. Rage culture in general. Yay, people always got mad about things before, but over the last decade you can't do anything without there being an angry mob. No, this video game isn't making any political statements. It's a video game. Everything you do isn't political FFS. The trend where you pretend to like something because it's old. I used to be made fun of for liking Motley Crue, but as soon as the movie came out everyone loved the 80s rock music that people laughed at me for. It still gets under my skin. Quantitative easing, higher education costs, increased wealth inequality, reactionary right-wing politics. 2 things, swatting. Hashtag X200B, When I first heard of it I thought it would happen a couple times and then it'll be over. But then swatting stories kept coming up, to the point where one guy was killed by a cop. https://www.washingtonpost.com Nation 20190329 Prankster sentenced years fake call that led police kill an innocent man https://www.washingtonpost.com Nation 20190329 Prankster sentenced years fake call that led police kill an innocent man #X200B, calling 911 to complain about Amber Alerts. Toronto area. Here in Toronto area, and maybe Southern Ontario, a new Amber Alert has been implemented on all phones where it displays an alarm sound and displays info of suspect and/or situation. Unfortunately, this alert happens in the middle of the night because that's when it really is needed. But apparently some people got really pissed that it woke them up, interrupted their phone time, and flooded police stations with complaint calls, basically locking up the system against real things. https://www.660citynews.com 201902159111 calls Amber Alert complaints https://www.660citynews.com 201902159111 calls Amber Alert complaints. I'm gonna have to go with the rise of white nationalism on a global scale and the backsliding of multiple democracies, including the US, Poland, Turkey, and others towards authoritarian states. And also dabbing.